Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the meeting of the Property Subcommittee at Staffordshire County Council today, Wednesday, the 4th of September 2024. First item on the agenda is apologies for absence. Do we have any apologies for absence, Ms Humble?
Thank you, Chair. There have been no apologies received.
The second item on the agenda is Councillor DeVille. Has he issued his apologies? Yeah, if you could note his apologies, please. Second item on the agenda is declarations of interest. Does anybody have any declarations of interest? For the record, nobody is indicating. Third item is the minutes of the meeting held on the 7th of August 2024. Is it your wish I sign those as a correct record of the meeting?
Move it.
It is so moved. Agenda item number 4 is academy leases for approval. Councillor Parry, we are with you.
I think really to add, other than the report, is pretty straightforward. A lease agreement for academy transfer.
Thank you. Mr Turner, any comments?
No, they're all standard academy transfers. There's 8 in the schedule, 7 of them are buildings and playing fields. One's playing field only where it's a voluntary controlled school. Thank you.
Any comments from education colleagues? No. Finance? Any comments? Legal?
No comments.
No comments. Local members?
Thank you, Chair. We've just received comments from Councillor Spencer with regards to, I think there were 2 that were Billbrook Middle School, Lane Green First School. He's spoken to the relevant people, happy to support. We haven't received any other comments.
Can you confirm that those other members who are listed here did receive the opportunity to comment?
I can confirm that, yes.
Thank you. So that is Councillor Sylvester Hall, Councillor Hussain, Councillor Wildman, Councillor Afsar, Councillor Abrams. And that's it, I think, isn't it? So they've had the opportunity to comment and have come back with no comments. Members of the committee, do you have, this is a pretty routine transaction, I appreciate that, but do you have any comments you'd wish to add before we put it to the vote? Councillor Parry, there are no comments whatsoever, so could you give us a recommendation and then we'll take the vote? All those in favour?
Agree.
That is unanimous. Agenda item number 5, lease of former St Leonard's playing field, Stafford. Councillor Parry.
For this time to the local football club, on the right one. I don't think there's anything controversial or anything we should, I need to draw attention to. Yeah.
Mr Turner?
Lee's just going to make a few comments because he's dealt with the archery club and the football club in terms of this proposal. Thanks.
Lee, we're with you.
Yeah, so originally the football club approached me because they were using the field for some time in conjunction with the school, mostly at weekends. That was fine, and we said we'd look into that proposal as and when the school released them. The school released them in July this year because they've got new fields that have been provided on the new Kingston Centre development. So the new St Leonard's school site has alternative playing fields for them, so they are technically now surplus to our education requirements. We will need to look at the Section 77 aspect of this. Hopefully the new fields at the new site will have extinguished that particular element of it, and Sport England doesn't come into this really because it will still be continued to be used for sporting activities for the local community. The archery club came along at a later date, so I connected both the football club and the archery club. So the idea is the archery club will use this during the summer months predominantly, and in the winter months the football club will use it for their purposes, getting good all year round usage and coverage. It's proposed as a full repair and lease, peppercorn rent effectively, and obviously that will then perpetuate that continued use of community activity on the site. It has limited development potential. It's outside of the development boundaries. It's also affected by the floodplain, so that there is at this point in time there isn't a lot that the county council require for it, so it's surplus to our requirements.
I like the efficient use of land. Excellent. Anything you wanted to add, Mr Turner? Finance? Legal?
As Lee commented on section 77, we're confident that it would rely, that there's a general consent we can rely on, so the consent of the Secretary of State won't be needed. And although it's an undervalue, it would fall under the general consent there as well, so no further comments.
Valuation?
No further comment, no.
Local member?
Thank you. We have received comment. Happy to support the proposal.
Excellent. Any comments from members of the committee? Councillor Price?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, this field was a substantial distance away from the original St Leonard's School, and children were having to walk quite a distance to come to this. The fantastic work that this authority has done in refurbishing the Kingston Centre and allowing the school to move has been excellent. I don't know if anybody's visited the school since. I'm sure some of the committee here have. It's wonderful. And they have brand spanking new playing facilities within the new school area. So it's really nice to see that this field will actually get used by the community going forward. So fully support this.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, I'd echo Councillor Price's comments. I think the County Council's done a really good job of intelligently using the properties that we have in Stafford in recent years. So the relocation of the pupil referral unit in Stafford is another really good example of that, where we're using our assets wisely to improve these facilities for students in the town, and then being able to offer this site to local sports clubs is a fantastic bit of community gain as well. So hats off to everyone involved. Really good way of managing our assets for the benefit of the people that we serve.
Councillor Parry, if you have no comments, we just go to the recommendations.
I'm using the microphone. Sorry, start again. Recommendation, therefore, is to enter into a 10-year lease with Stafford Archers for the former St Leonard's detached playing field with a rent of £1 per annum. Lease to permit use by other organisations, but all use to be restricted to community and sporting-related activities, and to delegate all actions to the Assistant Director for Commercial Assets to finalise the terms of the lease. I move.
You've heard the recommendations. All those in favour?
Agreed.
That is unanimous. Agenda item number 6, fascinating. Been on this committee a long time and never had a former Hopton landfill site lease for beekeeping. I've never seen a lease for beekeeping requested, and so absolutely fascinating and brilliant, although obviously there's a debate to be had yet. So, Councillor Parry, we can't get too much of a good thing, really, so we're back with you.
We could just sort of hover over this for a while, but I will try and take the sting out of it for you for a little bit, and maybe we could, yes, as you say, unusual. Limited use for this former waste disposal site, inevitably. Not quite sure what that does to the quality of the honey, but let's hope that the beekeeper has all that covered. So, I think this is something which feels like a favourable use for this particular site.
Mr. Turner.
Yes, one that I haven't come across before either. Peter and somebody from the service is here just to sort of put a bit of context around the report, if that's okay. Thanks.
Thank you. When Sally and I met the chap there, Mark Bartlam, he's very knowledgeable, he's very keen in a very disciplined way, and he's anxious to find somewhere to house bees. It will enable him to remove bees from people's gardens or within houses where he's called to remove them, and he can do that free of charge if he has somewhere to put them. So there is a community benefit in here, and its alternative uses are extremely limited because of the way that the topsoil has washed through. It wouldn't be suitable for grazing, for example. I think if you tried to even plant trees on the site, they'd probably be quite stunted because of the quality of the soil there and contamination levels. So as you say, hopefully it won't have an adverse effect on any honey, but he's intending to do some careful replanting in conjunction with our own wildlife officers to ensure that the right species are placed in the right locations. Mr. Chairman.
Sally, is there anything you'd like to add?
So the site is currently, we own it. It was used as a landfill for a decade between 68 and 78. It was only ever used for inert waste. So we have a contractor that ensures compliance to the Environment Agency permit that we hold for that site. And they complete quarterly, monthly and 6-monthly checks on anything that's stated in the EA permit that we need to adhere to. So from the Waste Services point of view, we're really happy that the land is used for this, but we will continue to ensure compliance going forward.
Mr. Turner, anything you'd like to add?
No, I think it's it's all fine. There isn't any other use of the land for us, so why not put it to some kind of good community benefit and, well, environmental benefit generally. Thanks.
Finance?
I just have a question really rather than a comment, which is around our exposure to any future liabilities. So there's mention of continued monitoring from the environmental point of view, but also topsoil. So the report does suggest there's a list of plants and trees that Mr. Bartlam wants to plant on the land. If the topsoil couldn't support that, is there any chance or risk of us being required to put more soil on the site to enable that?
No, we aren't going to have any obligations to do anything. He'd take the land as he finds it. If it's successful, that's fine. If not, then that's down to him. We won't, through the arrangements we put in place through the lease, we won't take any liability for that.
Okay. Legal?
No comments. We just expand on Ian's point. We can put a provision in to say that we make no warranty as to the condition of the land for the intended use and that we won't accept any liability in that regard.
So if that could be included, that would be great. Valuation?
No, the only comment I had was that make sure the lease was excluded from the Landlord and Tenant Act, which it is, so it's proposed to be so.
Yeah, I can confirm that we have said to him that it needs to be outside the Act. Yes.
Thank you. Local member?
No comments received, Chair.
Well, I think this is quite a nice little application, actually, of a piece of land. We need pollinators. We know that our farmers, the bee population is struggling, and anything we can do to support that, I think, is a good thing, and well done to the applicant for thinking of this use. I think it's a great idea. I hope it's successful, but I know nothing about bees other than the fact they go buzz. Councillor Parry, any other comments from members of the committee? No. Councillor Parry, we're back with you for the recommendation.
Buses are the thing you travel on in Newcastle, but yeah, we probably need more Mark Bartlams, don't we? Recommendation, therefore, for committee is that we grant a lease to Mr. Mark Bartlam for a period of 10 years, subject to break clauses, to the use of the land for the erection of beehives, associated planting, and the future development of public educational access. Agreement of the final details of the lease to be delegated to the Assistant Director for Commercial and Assets.
All those in favour?
Agreed.
For the record, that is unanimous. Thank you very much indeed. There are no confidential items I've got scheduled. Has anybody got any news for me that I've missed? No? In that case, meeting is closed. Thank you very much.